Alright, inspired by our recent trip to Homer, I'm cooking halibut tonight, because Homer is the halibut capital of the world. You have to cook halibut if you're going to go to Homer, or in memory of Homer. I'm going to make it with a cream sauce with leek and garlic. I'll also have a pea sauce using that cream from the leek and garlic to go alongside, and I'm going to serve it with some cheese lovers ravioli here. Nathan loves pasta, and a fantastic loaf of bread that I picked up at the Two Sisters Bakery in Homer. Alright, I've melted about a tablespoon of butter, and I've added 2 minced garlic cloves and about a 1/3 cup of minced greens and whites of leek. I'm going to let these saute just a little bit, and then to kind of crisp up the garlic, and then I'm going to add my cream and maybe a little bit of milk to thin it out. And we'll start our sauce. We'll let these simmer to get some nice good flavor going on in the sauce that we will poach our halibut in. Alright, the goal there was to simply bring the heat of the garlic down a little bit. I've reduced the heat. I'm kind of letting things cool off a little bit in the pan. I'm going to reduce the heat down to like a medium-low. There's a little bit of milk. And here's some cream. Nothing particularly precise. The idea here is to get that garlic and leek to really, pepper there, and salt, to really get that garlic and leek to instill their flavor in our cream. I don't want to burn the cream, and I'm not at this point necessarily trying to reduce it either. I just want to get those good flavors in there. I'm going to use a little bit of this to puree with some peas in a few minutes. That will be an additional sauce, and the other part of it we will leave to poach our halibut, as mentioned before. Alright, I let that simmer for just a few minutes. It probably took 5 minutes because it was on low to just get it to a simmer. I did end up adding a little bit more milk to it, and I took equal portions of mostly thawed, frozen peas, half a cup of frozen peas and a half a cup of the sauce that we had made. Blended them in the bullet. This is going to be kind of a spread puree on top of the fish. We're about to simmer the fish, poach it for just a few minutes. We don't want to do it completely because I actually forgot to mention we're going to top it with taro chips, or in this case, exotic vegetable chips. So we'll get that going. Alright, I've rotated my halibut. I'm keeping an eye on it. Just going to let it poach for a couple minutes on each side for now. In the meantime, I crushed a few ounces of those exotic chips I've thrown in. Probably a generous tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to throw, if you use shaved Parmesan, nice job, huh? Shaved Parmesan might work a little better. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bag to mix all this up. And this is going to be our topping when we broil the fish to finalize it. Alright, so here you have the halibut. This is a half-pound piece of halibut. I have generously topped with our topping. Just a side note, normally I make this topping with panko and butter and Parmesan cheese. It's really fantastic on a variety of fish, anything white definitely. And this is the very first time that I'm going to kind of broil or char some endive. Ooh, I hope I'm correct on that. So it's a lettuce, kind of a new thing right now to have some warmed greens, or in this case purples. So we'll check this out. I'm going to keep an eye on both of them separately. I do like to use foil. It keeps things nice and clean. A little bit of oil on this with some salt and pepper, and then the sauce will go along with it. I like to give my stuff some distance from the broiler so I don't forget about it and burn it. And it's radicchio. I know all of you knew that, but I got myself corrected. Alright, and here you have the plated dish. You can plate this probably in a variety of different ways. I actually decided that the green pea dressing would be great on the radicchio. And there's the halibut with the topping. It did want to crisp up really well, probably just because the chips are so fried. So you're going to keep an eye on that under the broiler. And then here's Nathan's version. He kind of likes his stuff deconstructed. And so, not a bad way to go for a child. You got your greens. He loves pasta. This can obviously be served over pasta, and this is the way that we went for the night. This recipe was definitely a 100% win. Nathan would have eaten the entire half pound if I hadn't had a couple nibbles of it. Be sure to check out some of our other videos. Click our Semiserious logo to subscribe. You can get recipes, travel vlogs, some more things about our family, and we'd love to see you around.